The real secret to learning a language boils down to this concept: teeny tiny incremental progress over time. For the vast majority of people who want to learn a language, they will not find success from sitting down and studying super hard, or at least you could, but what is practical for the vast majority of people, and probably is practical for you, is to just focus on slowly getting better gradually week to week. Este concepto no es solo importante, creo que es el concepto más importante para alcanzar la fluidez. Cuestiona la idea que aprender un idioma es algo que solo se reserva para unos pocos que tengan talento. Now, if you've never tried to learn a language, it's almost impossible to imagine speaking one fluently. And in addition, it's almost impossible to imagine how long it will take you to reach fluency. It's kind of like trying to imagine a color that doesn't exist. You literally just can't do it because you have no frame of reference. So in this video, I'd like to share the story of my language learning journey to hopefully give you a better frame of reference, or more of a realistic way to look at language learning progress. I started very loosely learning Spanish my third year of high school. I'm 26 now, so this was about exactly 10 years ago. I was learning a few words here and there, not really forming coherent sentences or learning how to string words together, which, kind of is what you have to do to speak a language fluently. Now, because of this, I was learning extremely slowly, almost imperceptibly slowly. And I blamed it on how busy I was and like the classic, I don't know any native speakers. I don't live in a Spanish-speaking country, so I can't be immersed in it. Therefore, I can't learn it to fluency. This is an extremely tired excuse language learners make. Just because you have native speakers around you every day does not necessarily mean you're going to improve super fast. What happens next in my language learning journey will show you why. But then my senior year started and something extraordinarily lucky happened. An exchange student from Spain came to my school for a year, and he randomly decided to join the cross-country program which I was in, which meant I no longer had any excuses. He spoke very little English at the time, and I really wanted to learn Spanish, so it worked out, and we became close friends. So for the majority of that year, I spoke in Spanish to a native speaker for maybe like a minimum of 30 minutes a day, no more than like an hour a day, honestly. Anyone who has learned a language to fluency before will tell you that this is basically the best scenario to be in to reach fluency. Talk to native speakers regularly, make mistakes, and get immediate feedback. And ultimately, that's how it went. Every day when I'd get to cross country, we'd speak in Spanish, I would make mistakes, and he would correct me. If I was trying to say something and I didn't know how, he would tell me. But here's the problem. I still felt like I wasn't progressing much at all. I couldn't tell if I was getting any better, to be honest. Every day was just as much of a struggle as the last day. From the get-go, I was barely able to form coherent sentences. The number of awkward moments where he had to repeat himself 4 or 5 times and I still could not understand him was astoundingly high. And that wears on you emotionally. It's easy to become demoralized after multiple situations like that, where the conversation sort of ends in this awkward silence. I'm sure many language learners can relate to that experience. Here is an actual representation of how those conversations went. Hola, ¿qué tal, tío? Repite. ¿Qué tal? Repite otra vez. ¿Cómo estás? Oh my God, bien, ¿y tú? I thought to myself, my lack of progress was understandable for a certain amount of time, but it was going on for so long, I just felt like I was not getting any better. I mean, everything I had read online told me that I should be nearing fluency in 6 months, but here I was 5 months into knowing this guy and speaking with him basically daily for, minimum 30 minutes, and I felt like I wasn't getting any better. I now know that I had a distorted sense of how much I could actually progress in a given period of time. As a result, I easily became demoralized every time I was reminded that I literally sucked at Spanish, which just so happened to be every single day. But one day, for the first time since I had met him, maybe 5 or 6 months in, he told me that he noticed that I had improved, and it kind of made me take a step back and think about it. I had improved. Conversation was less taxing, and while I still did not understand the majority of what he said, I was beginning to get it. Now, here's the kicker. I didn't do anything differently. Every day was still the same back and forth broken conversation. I would say something wrong, he would correct me, and a lot of times I just wouldn't understand what he said, and things were just kind of awkward. I hope what I'm trying to explain is clear now. Improvement day to day is imperceptible, but as long as you are doing something, you are improving. And you should be rewarding yourself for that. You should feel proud of yourself for doing something every day or even every other day. So again, I come back to this concept of teeny tiny incremental progress over time. We are all probably aware that fluency in a language doesn't happen overnight, but we are probably not aware of how easy it is to mistake imperceptible improvement for no improvement. If you feel like this video has genuinely helped you in some way, please subscribe. That's all I really ask. I have a goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. That is 2023. So yes, thank you. And I hope you can apply this concept to your own language learning journey.